Hey guys, 3 days ago I made a video about Perplexity Computer replacing about $225,000 worth of marketing tools as they built a tool that manages Meta, Google, and other web-based ad portals. Yesterday, Perplexity announced a personal computer, an always-on AI agent that runs locally on a Mac Mini 24/7. Let me repeat that. Perplexity announced a personal computer, an always-on AI agent that runs locally on your Mac Mini 24/7. This really changed the game. Let me break it down for you guys. What they announced is what they call a personal, it's pretty generic, personal computer, but it's not the same as a Perplexity computer I talked about a few days ago. The personal computer runs locally on a Mac Mini. It's always on 24/7 when you're not, even when you're not at your desk. It works across all your files, all your apps, everything that you've downloaded, everything that you have saved on your local Mac Mini. It's going to work off of that. It's personal, it's secure, your data always stays on this hardware, which is very, very important. Why this matters is in my last video, I mentioned Perplexity is cloud-based, it's web-based. So whenever you have a browser, you can have the access to what you created as a dashboard. You can use what they created as well to kind of manage your ads on a web browser. I also mentioned that Cloud Cowork has some that works locally on a Mac Mini, which is what I use pretty much every single day. It does have that feature. So Perplexity built something that is web-based, so whenever you pull up a browser, you can access whatever you built. Coworker, whatever you have on your local machine, it will allow you to work off of that. That was a trade-off. There was the web-based, which is not as secure. There is some privacy issues when you're working web-based. You don't really have that control over what others potentially might be getting into. When you're on your local device, not saying it's 100% safe. If you're like on a Mac Mini or even on your laptop, that's your local environment. That's where you can really, really have that secure, that privacy feeling or that security that you should be getting even with AI and all these AI agents. So that was a trade-off. So Perplexity built a tool that allows you to go on any browser, potentially having some security or privacy issues on that part. Cloud Cowork built something that is stored locally and uses the local files on your computer and not have to go to the web browser and use that information. So what Perplexity did was they combined both of them. So they got your web-based stuff and now they got your local stuff with this personal computer. So when they built Perplexity Computer, I know this is getting a little confusing, just think of it as cloud versus local. So cloud is just anywhere you can have internet connection and have a browser, you can access it. Cloud is for when you can move around, when you're on the go, when you're not in a stationary position like on your Mac Mini or even on your laptop. So that was the number one complaint. Like Perplexity, it sounds good, you can build a dashboard, you can have it on the web-based, but there's always that hesitation, for me especially, is that privacy issue. I'm uploading a lot of data, I'm uploading and allowing Perplexity to really use all that data to analyze and to help me out. But there's always that issue of, hey, you're on a public kind of out of your control browser that people can really hack into it a little bit easier than when on your local computer, which is harder to hack. And not saying it's impossible, it's harder to hack into that, where I can have a lot of these data that is being created or gathered, housed in a location that I feel a lot more safer than out in the web and out in the digital world right now. But more importantly, what does this mean for you as a business owner or a potential business owner? So when the Mac Mini, when they announced it, the most important thing you want to really focus on, from my perspective, is that 24/7 always on. So that enables a lot of different things. And this goes back to Cloud Cowork, which like I mentioned, works as well on a local server like a Mac Mini or your laptop. You have to be in front of the computer to really use it. You have to have access to your computer whenever you want to have a session of a research session, a data gathering or data analytics session. Like, you have to be in front of your computer Although they did add a couple features that hopefully Personal Computer will have, like scheduling or something like that. But the number one kind of hiccup for Cowork, for me at least, is that you have to be in front of your computer. It can technically be on 24/7, but in order for it to be successful, in order for it to be the value that you want, Cowork, you have to be in front of your computer. Perplexity kind of changed that, and this is what I'm trying to be waiting for, what they're going to be officially announced and actually get my hands on this personal computer that they launch. Is some of the features that Cowork has right now. I don't know if it's going to translate it at least on the first launch of Perplexity or Personal Computer. So stay tuned on that one. But more importantly, they announced it, as you can see on this tweet, it's an always on 24/7. So however you set up the prompt and however you have it organized is going to be so much more important on this one, because 24/7 sounds really good, but you have to have a good input for it to run 24/7 and have that output whenever you're ready and whenever you jump back on the Mac Mini in the morning, or whenever you want to access some of the outputs that the personal computer is doing. So for you as a business owner or potential business owner, this is very, very, very important to know, because this could technically be your employee number one, employee number two. I'll talk about that in just a second. But we talked about the ad dashboard. What this is always on means, 24/7 always on, means that the ad dashboard is constantly getting looked at. You prompt it in a way that every hour it'll kind of review the ad performance, or even traffic, or your website traffic performance. Anything that is having data being fed in, you can have this kind of agent reviewing that, analyzing that, and eventually at a certain time or certain period, when it gets enough data, you can tell it to, hey, run a report, download the report. You can have it email whomever you want to as well. You can have it email yourself, your team, however you want to do this. Save it locally on your desktop on the Mac Mini. That is the power of Personal Computer, is that it can do that when you're sleeping. So overnight, they're still analyzing your ads. You're still getting traffic to your website. You're still getting traffic to certain landing pages that you need to know about. You're still spending money on ads. So whenever you're having that situation come up, this is where the 24/7 can come in very, very handy and very, very valuable. I mentioned a little bit about the analytics. Whatever data is coming in, it'll analyze it. It'll kind of put it in a way so when you wake up in the morning, and you can prompt it before you go to bed and say, okay, have a report ready for me in the morning that analyzes the past 24-hour performance. It'll be in your inbox, or you can have it download and create it a PDF or a presentation for you when you wake up. So this is not a tool that you have to open for it to execute any of those things, like the browser stuff that I talked about a few days ago. This is something that it's already working. It's always on. It's 24/7. There's no breaks for these poor AI agents. So I want to stress that for anybody that is probably in the $100K to $2 million a year brand owner or business owner in general, this is something that is worth thinking about. This is something that is potentially going to replace an employee at a very low cost of $200 a month, I believe is what's going to be the cost. I don't know if there's going to have additional costs, but just think about that. $200 a month for a 24/7, basically 365 days a year employee, and that is phenomenal. It will require a little bit of setup. It will require a little bit of organization on your part, but once you get it going, this is a similar feeling I had with Cowork when they first announced it. That feeling of awe, the feeling of, hey, I'm running a business, I'm doing so many things, but an agent can come in and replace it. And this was from a Cowork perspective. Cowork means that I have to be in front of my computer whenever I execute some of these tasks that I want, whether it's researching ad performance, whether it's researching data, traffic, website traffic. So if you have that access 24/7 without me having to be in front of a computer, that is very, very powerful. So to kind of end this video, Perplexity Computer, I talked about a few days, cloud-based website. You can access it anywhere. It can manage your Google ads. It can manage anything that is web-based Perplexity Personal Computer, the one that they announced yesterday, and I've been talking about this whole video, is an always on. You prompt it the way you prompt it, it'll constantly run, and it'll produce whatever output that you're telling it to produce. It'll run local files, whatever you upload on your local file, they can access it, they can analyze it, they can implement it within their kind of prompts, and they can access apps. So if you're in the financial world and if you download the financial apps, you can really do that and organize in a way that makes sense. So whatever apps, it can access your browser as well, so it doesn't lose that cloud-based feature. It can open up a browser and say, okay, go to my Google Ads, review that part, and it'll act like a person that is sitting there and doing that for you. So it's not just local servers, local apps, it's also a web-based, because Chrome is technically a local app. So it can access that, open that up, do whatever it does, and then really execute the task at hand. Cloud Cowork, I don't want to discount this, it's still very good. It has a couple features that I hope the personal computer will have. But for now, Cloud Cowork, does a lot of the local web app, cloud-based stuff that you can do when you're in front of the computer, which is good. Now, Perplexity covered both of them. Very exciting. It allows you to have the best of both worlds. It's still on a wait list, so I don't have access to it. I haven't played around with it. I just watched this 1-minute video that they had on their X account or Twitter account. So 24/7. This is incredible, guys. 24/7 is so. I think even I have tough time grasping this. OpenClaw a few months ago did this. It was an open source. For me, it was a little bit of a security question on my end. Do I trust this? Do I trust this tool to come in and really use my local tool, being within my computer, being within my email, being within all the things that I'm working on, that I feel a lot safer? I feel a lot safer with Perplexity. They're definitely a bigger company. They're not just a side project somebody did. This is pretty cool, and this is what I've been talking to my buddy about. Is like, I'm gonna wait. OpenAI sounds super cool, always on, 24/7. You chat with it. This one takes it to a more safe and secure environment, in my opinion. So the couple questions I have, and I will really close this and end this video with this, is that, what does the setup look like? Is it a plug and play? How much pre-work has pre-installed skills has Perplexity built for this one? Because it's very important that we don't have, us as consumers of this product, not have to set up too many things. How in depth is that going to look like? Do we have to create it from scratch? Are websites like Amazon going to allow an agent like this one go to their web portal, or even use it still? That's still another question. If you're in the ad space, or if you're in the e-commerce space, this is a question. You sell on Chewy, Walmart, is it going to allow us to go to that? Because remember, they're not web-based ad management. Only Meta, Google, and a couple other ones that are these marketplaces kind of hold their ad platforms pretty tightly. So are you going to be able to go on there and really analyze and really let the agent improve those campaigns for you? So to be determined. I think the pricing isn't included with your Perplexity. I talked about $200 a month. Is it going to be additional cost? I don't know. We don't know. And another question, I think they answered this on the video. If you guys want to look at the video, I'll include this link in the video, so you can link in the description so you guys can watch the video. It's 1 minute and 28 seconds. Does this Mac Mini need to be dedicated, or can you do other things at the same time? From the video, it looks like you can do other things at the same time while this thing is still running in the background. Those are kind of the questions that I had. So to truly close this video out, 3 days ago I really talked about the gap between cloud versus local, Perplexity versus Cloud Cowork. They basically closed that. The end of story, game over. Not necessarily game over. They did what I was asking, what I was hoping to do, and if you're running a business and you're not really paying attention, whether it's an e-com, whether it's a local business, any business that's doing 100K to 2 million right now, and you're looking to hire somebody, or you're doing a lot of work and it's eating up a lot of your time, pay attention to this. If you set this up right, if you do this right, if you just spend a little time learning about this, you have to pay attention. This is not going anywhere. This is just going to get better. So please follow along. I'll make these videos, and when this thing does come out, I'll do live demos and everything like that. This is what I love to do. This is my passion. So if you guys enjoy these, please follow along, and I'll cover this stuff whenever these things drop. This is one of the biggest news, and that's why I wanted to make a 15-minute video about this, because this is huge. $200 a month potentially could be your next hire. And yeah, that's it for this video. I hope you guys enjoy it. I'll talk to you guys later.